What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. I am rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates here on YouTube for you guys to stay up to date every single day here with all the latest Manchester City transfer news. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim, and don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the comments below. So we're going to crack on with this video. We've got no contract news, so we're going to dive straight in with the outs, and we've got the very latest on Kayky. Now, Fabrizio Romano has said that Manchester City have decided to loan Kayky out rather than sell him this summer, with interest coming in from Sparta, Rotterdam and Shakhtar Donetsk. There are a couple of other clubs also interested in Kayky, but they're the two most interested clubs at this moment in time. Now, Romulo Giacomin over in Brazil had said that Atheltico Paranaese had asked about the availability of Kayky on loan. I presume that Man City have said no, because the word from the club is that it is unlikely for Kayky to be loaned back to Brazil. Giacomin, in response to that, has gone on to say that Manchester City, when it comes to a permanent sale, are looking for €10 million for Kayky, which is way more than any of the interested clubs can afford. So it will be a loan deal rather than a permanent transfer, more than likely to a European club this summer as well. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on Yan Couto, and Patrick Berger over in Germany has said that Manchester City have negotiated with Borussia Dortmund and have come down from their £40 million asking price. They've come down to €30 million, so you're looking at just over £25 million for Yan Couto. Borussia Dortmund willing to spend around 20 to €25 million, so roughly around £20 million, so not too far away on a fee as of yet. And I think if City could get around £25 million for Yan Couto and include a good sell-on fee, maybe a 30% sell-on fee would be good, and include a buyback clause as well, I think I'd be pretty happy with that transfer. Now, moving on, we've had big developments from James McAtee in the last 24 hours, and Pep Guardiola has done his press conference in the build-up to Manchester City's first game in the United States ahead of their pre-season tour, and he said that James McAtee likes him a lot, says he's got a lot to offer Manchester City, and because he's done so well at Sheffield United and got a season of Premier League football under his belt, he's seemingly suggesting that he's happy for James McAtee to spend the season with Manchester City, which I think is absolutely massive news first and foremost for James. So I'd say a huge congratulations to him. Very much looks like Man City aren't pushing for a James McAtee loan, and he's going to get a season of experience with Manchester City and Pep Guardiola as well. It's massive, so huge kudos to him. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on Kalvin Phillips, and Pete O'Rourke has said that Manchester City are prepared to make a big loss when it comes to Kalvin Phillips, a £22 million loss on him. In fact, with Manchester City setting their asking price for Kalvin Phillips for a permanent transfer this summer at £20 million. I think Man City may find it easier to loan Kalvin Phillips and get a good loan fee included on that rather than sell him permanently. I don't think there'll be many clubs willing to spend £20 million on Kalvin Phillips as it stands right now. On a loan transfer, though, clubs paying, what, £4, £5, £6 million for him to have him for 12 months instead may appeal, so that could be a case that could happen. If a permanent sale is sorted, though, it'd be a £22 million loss after 2 summers ago Man City signed Kalvin Phillips from Leeds United for £42 million. Kalvin Phillips has travelled with Manchester City on their pre-season tour of the United States of America. He's one of the most experienced players that we've got in the first team squad as of right now. So I'd be looking for Kalvin Phillips to utilise that opportunity. 4 games in the USA, he's going to get minutes in all of them games. If he can showcase what he could do, he could well stay at Manchester City, because we could really do with some squad depth, because we haven't really got any. That's why James McAtee's been promoted to the first team squad. There's opportunities there in pre-season for players to impress, not just limited to young players, experienced players who could be getting loaned out or sold like Kalvin Phillips. So we'll see what does happen from there. Now moving on, we've got the very latest on Kevin De Bruyne, and Pep Guardiola has also confirmed that Kevin De Bruyne will be staying at Manchester City despite interest coming in from Saudi Arabia, which is great news. I think it's all about now, will Kevin De Bruyne decide to sign a new deal at Manchester City or not? I'm going to go as far as to say that if nothing is sorted for Kevin De Bruyne by the end of January, that more than likely means he will be leaving Manchester City. He can sign a pre-contract agreement with any club outside of England from February 2025, and rumours are already suggesting that Saudi Arabian clubs are beginning talks with Kevin De Bruyne to see how much money he'd be willing to accept to try and get him to the Saudi Pro League. So they may well fail this summer, but if he doesn't sign a new deal, they're more than likely going to be successful next summer in picking up Kevin De Bruyne on a free contract. Can City get him onto a new deal? That's the next hurdle when it comes to Kevin De Bruyne, but looks like he will be staying at City for at least a 2024-2025 season, which is good news considering it looked like he may just leave Manchester City a few weeks ago. Now moving on, we've got the latest on Julian Alvarez, and Sam Lee's given a very quick update on him and said that Man City have named their price for Julian Alvarez this summer, which has been set at £74 million. Manchester City wanting £59 million as an upfront fee with £15 million in achievable add-ons. Man City are expecting this to price out a lot of clubs, including the club that's most interested in signing Julian Alvarez this summer, Athletico Madrid. Now moving on to the final transfer of the outs, we've got an update on Ederson, and Rob Dawson has said that there may be a little bit of negotiations for Manchester City when it comes to the sale of Ederson. Man City aren't willing to listen to any offers under £40 million. So let's say Al Ittihad, who are interested in signing Ederson, come in with their opening offer at £40 million. Man City would be happy to go to the table, sit down and negotiate on their £50 million plus asking price. Coming at £39 million, Man City will immediately be saying, no, we're not sitting down and talking. It's got to be £40 million. So I reckon £45 to £50 million could be enough to get this transfer sorted. Now, Fabrizio Romano has said that there is a big gap between Al Ittihad's valuation and Manchester City's valuation. He's also said that Al Ittihad and Kevin De Bruyne isn't close, they're not talking as of right now, and all them rumours are fake. And Sam Lee has gone on to say that Ederson is keen on a move to Saudi Arabia, but Manchester City would need to move on their asking price of £50 million for that transfer to happen, which Man City aren't keen on doing. And so it is thought that that fee, £50 million, is too large for both Al Ittihad and Al Nassr over in the Saudi Pro League. So if we get any more developments on that, I will of course keep you guys up to date. Now moving on to the ins, got an update on yesterday's transfer that I was speaking about in Gianluigi Donnarumma, and Fabrizio Romano, typical just after I'd uploaded yesterday, had given a big update on this and said that Manchester City aren't interested in bringing in any big names to replace Ederson should he leave Manchester City this summer. Man City don't want Jan Oblak, they don't want Gianluigi Donnarumma. Manchester City want to promote Stefan Ortega Moreno as the first choice keeper if Ederson leaves, and Man City will be looking towards signing a new second choice keeper instead, which has always been my understanding. Now moving on to the final transfer, we've got an update on Jeremie Frimpong, and Sam Lee has been speaking about the Man City right back situation and said that if, so capital IF here, if Kyle Walker leaves Manchester City this summer with some interest coming in from Saudi Arabia, then Jeremie Frimpong is the player that Manchester City want to replace him with. And that's the first time, it's big that, because it's the first time we've had reliability put onto this story. Sam Lee does say that he does expect Manchester City to have very few player sales, if any more, in the first team this summer. Remember, it will take Man City to sell players to go on and sign players. So it could still be a pretty quiet transfer window for Manchester City. We will have to wait and see. Still futures needing to be sorted, and the Saudi Arabian clubs that seem to be hopping from one player to another at a very quick pace. So I wouldn't rule out other players from Manchester City being linked with a move there. I wouldn't rule out on maybe one or two of the players actually going to Saudi Arabia this summer. And if that does happen, then Man City will need to replace any first team player that does leave the club. So there we go. that has been today's transfer update. If you did enjoy this video, do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. It is free to subscribe. Going to keep you guys up to date with daily Manchester City transfer updates. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you all religiously tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.